there are different forms of equations, as we have noticed, but are there different types of lines? Well, of course. First type of line we have are parallel lines. Parallel lines are lines that have the same slope. Parallel lines can look as any of these graphs look here. Notice that these graphs are lines that do not touch. So, the lines can go straight ahead, the lines can go this way, the lines can go that way. As long as those lines do not intersect each other and they have the same exact slope. Those are parallel lines. Now, perpendicular lines are what we see here. These are lines that actually cross each other. These lines have the opposite reciprocal slope. We'll get into more of what that means in a further example, but pretty much opposite reciprocal means that if my slope is 1/4, a line with a perpendicular line slope would look like -4/1. My signs are opposite, and the fraction is reciprocal. Opposite reciprocal slope. Like I said, we'll practice more of that later. But it's just great to realize and to get into your head that parallel lines have the same slope, perpendicular lines, opposite reciprocal. Parallel lines do not touch, perpendicular lines cross, intersect. They have to touch. Since slope determines what the lines looks like, what will happen when we change it or change the intercept? Well, that's something we'll get into a little later, but that's definitely something to start thinking about. There are two other types of lines, though, that we need to go over before we start changing our slope and our intercepts. One line is vertical lines. Vertical lines have the equation x equals a number. So on a graph, if you have a line that goes straight up and down, you know that the equation for that line is x equals a number. The slope for a vertical line is always undefined. Because think about it. Can you climb a wall? No. Or could you climb a mountain that went straight up and down? No. We call that slope undefined. Now, a horizontal line, if you have a line that goes straight across this way on your graph, that line has an equation of y equals 0, a number. Vertical is x equals a number. Horizontal is y equals a number. The slope for a horizontal line is m equals 0. Think about it like this. If you have a hill like this, and you were walking across that hill, would it take you any type of energy to walk across that hill? No. And you actually can walk across a hill that is this way, but you couldn't walk across a hill like that. So remember, vertical line, equation x equals a number, slope is undefined. Horizontal line equation, y equals a number, slope is 0. There is a difference between undefined slope and 0 slope. So in summary, each type of line has special characteristics that make it unique. The rate of change, or the slope of the line, impacts the way the line looks on a graph. If the slope is undefined, we know that it's going to look like a vertical line. If the slope is 0, we know it's going to look like a horizontal line. If two lines have the same slope, we know they're going to be parallel. And if two lines have opposite reciprocal slopes, we know they're going to be perpendicular.